So now the next step is that we have to ship the product. So what we do now in GP is we bring up that same sales order. We look it up inside here. We know that we can go 44. We know it's the one right before. Here it is here. When I hit the print button here, I don't want to print the order. I want to print the packing slip. Now it has both a packing slip and a picking ticket. So we have a picking ticket that goes out to the warehouse, and then the packing slip would be something that you might send down in order to put on the box. So I'm going to print, and usually people just use one of the two. The picking ticket, the only difference between the picking ticket and the packing slip in GP is that the picking ticket is done by bin, whereas the packing slip is not. Packing slip matches the invoice order so that when it gets to the other end and the customer receives the product, their packing slip matches their invoice. And that is also true inside Business Central. We have a picking ticket. And then we also have the ability to create shipments with a full warehouse system, with a mini warehouse management system. I will not be showing that part today, but it is there. I'll show you where the buttons are for it. So I'm going to print the packing slip, and I can include specific pieces of information in there. I can hit print. I'm going to hit the standard. If I use the template, this sends it out to Microsoft Word, and this one gives me with the floating. That has a floating footer, that does not. So I'm going to show you the standard. Here we are. This is what a lot of people are using. There it is there. And as you can see, this is a packing slip. It has no dollar values on it. So the dollar values, no dollar values go down to the warehouse. So the warehouse doesn't know how much you're charging for these products. Also on the other side, the receiving people have no idea what the product is worth when it arrives. Either they just are then responsible for putting it away. So there's your errand fits done inside there, and we can then send that. There is a send to up here. The only way you can get it to send by PDF is if you have Adobe Acrobat. If you don't have Acrobat Writer, you cannot use the mail recipient up from the screen. Okay. In Business Central, so that means we've now sent it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the order, just as I did on the other one. Now inside here, we have pick instructions. So inside here, I can also issue pro forma invoices here, which is something that we do not have in GP. Pro forma allows me to put a customs document together to send off with the package, so that you can send it to the customs people and have them clear off the pro forma invoice, even though the invoice has not actually been done yet. So it will generate an invoice that would be acceptable for the governments on either side of the border. So there we are. So when I hit the pick instruction, it's going to come up looking like this. What do I want? I want that order. That's fine. Again, I can send it if I want. I can print it, but I'm going to preview. Close the document. There it is there. And again, we've got a place over here. They've changed this a little. They've made it landscape instead of portrait. And inside here, they've got no footer, but again, we've got places to put in how many we actually picked and how many we actually shipped, so that we've got the 2 steps sitting on the picking slip. Now, the variant code and the bin code is listed here, so you can sort this however you wish. That depends on whether or not you're using bins inside Business Central and or inside GP. I am not using bins today, so everything's in one bin.